Make a U-turn. In 1,000 feet, slide left, take the next left, sharp left, turn right on, continue on, in a quarter mile, at the light, in 600 feet, turn right on.
You have reached your destination.
Alright, so it's been a month and a couple weeks, I think 5 weeks, 6 weeks since I painted and clear coated everything. And I'm going into stage 2. You'll note that there's some discoloration here in this panel. This is where I was testing colors. It's going to be chassis black when I'm done with it, so I'm not awfully worried about that. So let's start off with 2 things I'm going to be doing to everything that is visible. 1, taking care of nibs. And you can think of nibs as these little dots. There's one right center of screen. Here's another couple right center of screen. I've already felt those and felt them, and I know that they are up that way. The second thing I'll be doing is taking the clear coat, just the very top layer, down to a milky white, both to give the car something. The next layer of clear coat, something to hang on to mechanically, and to even out some spots I know that I've got to work on. So I'm going to pause, put this on a camera stand, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with a lot of these nibs. Starting with this one. Okay, so here's a close-up, and for the sake of ratios of sizes, here's a razor blade. Okay, now there's a little bit of rust on this one, but I took this out of a new pack of razor blades I've had for quite some time. And there's 2 ways of doing this: sawing it there at the base, and that would be wrong, or nice, gentle nibs like this, typically right in the center. That one's gone. And it's almost gone. Gone. Okay, nice and flush. Let's see. So what you can't see, I'm feeling it. I don't feel any ridge at all. The nib is gone, and again, once I start to sand this down, you'll see that this gets sanded with it. Okay, now, next step. I'll pause. Okay, next step. Like I say, let me zoom out. Right there. Lots and lots and lots and lots of water. Again, this is just a reused bottle full of water. Lots and lots of water, and 600 grit, light sanding. I'll give you a quick once over, and I'll stop the camera and just get her done and show you later. So, spray, spray, spray. More spray, spray, spray. Okay. Again, when all this water dries out, you'll see it better. But again, milky, white surface. This is the way that you take care of orange peel, one of the ways. Or if the orange peel is just too deep, you just don't want to go too far down, and you'll have to do successive coats of clear coat or just live with it. Right. More or less done. I've got some areas I want to redo or do again. Like this. It's not fully milky white, right? Which means potentially a low spot. And some spots I missed. And I've got the plans for the dash, so I'm not going to worry about that. And besides, I've got some discoloration in this damn thing. I don't know what the hell. And so, anyway, I've got plans for this. Other plans. I'm going to cover it with vinyl, as a matter of fact. Again, all that white milky stuff is clear coat. Some spots I'm going to redo. Or do over, like right there. Now let's talk about that splooge that I had put in there when I was sweating. It's down to a bunch of craters, as a matter of fact. And in my experience, these kinds of things will get filled in with clear coat. Since that stuff is so thick and you put a pretty thick coat onto it. Here is an example of a nib that was taken down and then sanded. Oh, it's nice and smooth. Same here. That's a dip, actually. Let's take a look at the area that I showed you just prior to, and you'll see how that turned into, which is to say, you don't know where the hell that nib was. And frankly, neither do I. So I think I'm going to take one more pass at this tomorrow. It's already late at night here, so I'll take one more pass throughout the rest of the body to get rid of these shiny bits still, and start in on the body pieces. I'm not going to do the rears. I'm not going to do the behinds. I'm not going to do... I was thinking about I may not do this stuff here, but then again I may. Alright, this little girl's next step is a hose down and a bath, and I'll get all the other remaining bits of dust and junk up and tape it off for the next set of clear coat. So I'm going to do the hood next, and the hood had no... I'm looking now. Here, I'll show you how I look. Look at that and that as I move back and forth, and look for deformations in the reflection. And you can see so far so good. The bottom level is nicely done. I don't seem to have any runs or drips or F-ups on this sucker. In fact, all the dots you see are splashed wax. Wax? No, I'm sorry. Splashed clear coat off of that when I was making a mess. And this won't take long at all. I do see a little bit of orange peel, and that's right in here. Yeah, see that? Orange peel. Dry your eye right there. Orange peel. And then it looks nice. A little bit of orange peel again. Orange peel, and then really orange peel. And the trunk. I see some, I don't know if it's worrisome, but something I'm going to be very careful, not even very careful, cognizant, there we go, of. That's this. Your pits. So I did a poor job, I think, in prepping this. Poor enough where something popped in there. Maybe I slid on that one too and didn't realize it. Those, of course, the holes for the mounting of the octagon and the MG. The rest of it, I'm not seeing runs or sags or any other oopses or, oh, by the way. That's done. Now we're on to a fender. And this is going to be a little bit more tricky because I've got to use different tactics here. Okay, and I'll show you why. First things first, right there. You'll notice that is an unevenness in the clear coat. I saw another one kind of here. So this will even out with just plain old sanding down. This I've got to even out between one level and another. And this is a great example of why I need to do fewer panels at one time. So what I'll do is take a paint stir stick, wrap it with 800 grit sandpaper, 600, and just slowly go at an angle and get that ridge down. And then the rest of it looks pretty good. Yeah, did a nice job on this one, except for that run. Yeah, okay, so I'll get to it and I'll show this to you. This will probably take me a couple hours, so... Oh, actually, you can see it better. You can see it there, and center screen sort of there. Yep. This is more or less done. You can see I'm going to put a little bit of extra work into where that run was. I have a little bit more evening out to do, but I did a good job. I'm proud of. I used a combination of this and my other piece right there. And I have a little bit more to redo, but this is more or less finished. So, except for some up in there, pretty happy with what I just did. So, yay me! And this one's done. This didn't take long at all. I've got a few. Maybe I might redo this up in here. Still a little bit of orange peel. And I'll do that too. All in all, not bad, right? So let's take a quick look. That's a different one. I thought I had some issues on this thing I needed to work with. I don't remember I thought. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there it is. That's not just a sag, that's a run. It's a drip. And that will be handled differently. I'll likely take a razor blade to these drips, take them down and down and down until I can sand them out. So, I'll do that tomorrow. In the meantime, I've got my fan going. My sheet here was designed, I put it there to collect water so I wasn't traipsing through it. And fan there. By tomorrow after work, this will be dry and ready for those two pieces. Okay, today is rear fender day, and we're going to start on this one here. You can see I had bad control of the gun, and I put too much clear coat on, and of course it ran. Not uncommon, especially if you get in a hurry, you put too much down, you get distracted, temperature variations on and on, or you're just not an expert like me. I'm not an expert. So I've got this, and I'll show you the rest of, I've got a couple more spots I want to look at. Here's another one. You can kind of see that. This one's not too bad. I could probably get away with just smoothing it out a little bit, but I'm going to take it all down like I did the other ones. Okay. Some nibs and some things there. Those will sand out very easily. And that's really it. The rest of it's actually in really good condition. But I wanted to show you what I'm using. This is a rigid block. Okay, I have used in the past paint stir sticks covered up in this stuff, like I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to do that. This one's much easier. I'm going to replace the paper in it in a minute. And I'm doing 600 grit sandpaper, and all I'm doing. Oh, there's another very slight. I think I already. Well, yeah, there's two of them. There's a slight run there and a slight run there. But let's start over here. Let's assume I've got water on this, and I'll just do some light rubs. Okay, that right there will show you where that run is, right? Now, in reality, I'm going to take a razor blade and just shave that down bit by bit by bit until it's really low, and then sand it down with wet sanding, and I'll wet sand over here. Once all of that stuff is evened out in terms of the underlying layer, I will graduate to this. It's a sanding sponge, and it's literally a sponge, okay? When you're doing this kind of thing, you know, color sanding, color blocking, you want something that is squishable like this, but a little bit rigid for these curved areas. And you're just doing nice, even, light coats, backs and forths, and then later on in other directions until all the stuff turns milky, like everything that you see here and there, right? So that you don't scrub through basically all the way through the clear coat and into the base coat. So if you do that, you got to repaint or touch up, and that can be a bear sometimes. So, water, stool, a cat who wants to help, and probably in 20 minutes or so, I'll be done with this one, and onto that puppy, and we'll go from there. You know, I figured I'd just take you through the motions of shaving this down and give you an idea of how quick, frankly, how easy this is. So. And let's get a gander at how we've done. Ignore the water, that's still kind of drying out, but here's where that drip was. Okay, somewhere around in here was that sag. So that little bit of a dot there, I'll put a dot of paint, and when I clear coat over it, you'll never notice. Yeah, it's still wet. Over here was up in this area here is where that one run was. You can see it's gone. And somewhere in this area here, I don't feel it at all. Come here. She caught a skink yesterday, a little gecko. Ate the poor thing while it was still alive. Yep. Anyway, so it's dried out enough where I've got a little bit of some spot there I want to sand up again because it's not sanded well enough. And the rest of it is in good condition, i.e. sanded well enough, that all I will do is that and dry it off. And go on to the next one. And the last fender. I still have doors and the other smaller pieces to do, but this one was actually really done well, I think. And except for a little bit of a ridge here, and a little bit of a drip there. Okay, so you can see, Lord, you can see the ridge right there, starting with the drip and then moving. Done. Got a few spots I'm going to redo or do more of. Here's one of them. Again, you're looking for the darker spots, or the shinier spots rather. And yeah, so let me show you where that run was. And that's here. And I sure as heck can't feel anything. Well, maybe a little bit of ridge there. So, I've got some few touch-ups on this, but I'm done. Pretty excited with how it turned out. Left side door. Aside from some orange peel, you can see it here, sort of on the edges where I didn't perfectly do. Yeah, look at that reflection there. I'll move over, see if it gets better. Yeah. See that? That's a great example of orange peel right there. That's easily fixable, but again, follow it as I move my camera left. I mean right. Also done, and you can see I have a little bit more to do. That's what's left of that there is what's left of the orange peel, but the rest of it's gone. And so I'll get to that. A couple spots there. I think that's covered in chrome though. Ooh, an entire spot there. I gotta redo that definitely. And the rest of it's done. So on to the next door after I finish with that. And right side door. This one has no rips, nips or sags or runs. Not a lot of orange peel either. I did a nice job on this one. But there we go. I keep on going. After that, that's stuff. This was done in about 5 minutes. I have a little bit more work I want to do there, and a little bit more where you can see that it looks wet, but that's actually just unsanded. Okay, so color sanding is almost done. Yep. So let's get to that next. And this is all of 15 minutes to do, so all that's done. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of rework on a couple of the long panels, as you can see here. Looks like blood, doesn't it? And all right, so what's next? I'm going to post this video as color sanding complete. See, today's Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday.